Hello students, this is Ambivarya, Assistant Professor of Microbiology from the Department of Microbiology at LJ Institute of Applied Sciences, LJ campus. Here we are going to discuss the topic measurement of bacterial cell number by cell count method. Welcome to the world of basic microbiome. In the different lecture series of bacterial growth, we have previously studied binary fission and the methods of reproduction. Also, we have discussed the normal growth curve. In both of that topic, we have discussed how the different bacteria they are adapting to the new culture medium and dividing by cell division method, and that cell division that is done by increase in the cell mass and increase in the cell number. The study of cell number and cell mass measurement by different microbiological basic methods that is important in the industrial point of view. That is important from both laboratory scale research purpose work and also it is important for the pilot plant and for the industrial plant in the production of different products. Now move on to our topic is methods of cell number measurement. The topic is from SYBST semester 3 microbiology core course paper MI 201 microbial physiology unit 4 microbial growth. Measurement of bacterial growth. Balanced growth results into increase in the cell mass and that leads to increase into the cell number. And also it is helpful in the measurement of cellular activity. The quantitative measurement of growth that can be performed by three different methods. First of all them is determination of cell number. Second one is determination of cell mass. And third one is cellular activity measurement. Now first measurement of cell number. The measurement of cell number, it is divided into the four different methods. First of all them is direct microscopic count. Second one is viable cell count. Third one is electronic count by Coulter counter method. And fourth is membrane filter method. All of these four methods, they are is useful by different ways for measurement of cell number. First of all is direct microscopic count. Direct microscopic count can be done by two methods. First is stained smears techniques and second one is chamber slide method. First, stained smear technique. This is the routine gram staining method. In this method, the smear from the given culture suspension which is required for specimen detection and which is useful for research purpose or for production purpose, that culture it is used in this gram staining method. The smear from the given culture sample, it is prepared into the 1 mm² area and the thick smear is prepared from the given culture suspension. Then the routine gram staining method is performed. By performing the gram staining method, we can analyze the different morphological character and physiological characters of that particular specimen culture sample. The disadvantage of this method is that this method cannot distinguish between the cells which we are observing in the gram staining. They are live cells or dead cells, or whether they are soil particles or bacterial cells, that we cannot differentiate by visual microscopic method. Second method is chamber slide method. Chamber slide method that can be done by two different methods by use of two different slides. First is Petroff-Husser slide and second one is Neubert-Chambers slide. By using the Petroff-Husser slide, the specific volume of the bacterial culture suspension in the amount of 0.01 ml, it is placed in the microscopic slide on this area and which is prepared by specific type of grids. The sample is previously mounting onto the slide. It is mixed with the culture stain which is staining the bacterial cells. The cells, they are then counted and multiplied by the dilution factor to obtain the concentration of that particular concentration of that specimen culture sample. Prokaryotes can be easily counted by this method. Advantage of this method is no incubation time is required, and major disadvantage of this method is this method cannot differentiate between the live and dead cells of bacteria. Motile bacteria are difficult to count and they require high concentration of bacteria, approximately 10 million per ml of bacterial culture into the specimen. We can easily observe the Petroff-Husser slide in this figure. The second one method of slide counting method is Neubert-Chambers slide method, improved Neubert-Chambers slide. It is used in this method. This method is very easy, inexpensive and quick method. Number of bacteria can be counted and calculated per unit area of the kit, and the final number of the bacterial cells can be obtained by multiplying it by conversion factor depending on the chamber volume and diluting fluid which we are using for dilution of bacterial culture. Number of cells can be easily counted if they are stained properly, and phase 1 contrast fluorescent microscopy can be used for this method. The major advantage and disadvantage of this method, that method is easily cannot distinguish between living and non-living cells. Soil or dust particles can be counted as a living bacterial cell, that is giving error sum result in the total count of bacteria. It also provides information regarding morphology and cell grouping of microorganisms. This is the improved Neubert-Chambers slide. As I have mentioned, the specimen sample which is diluting with the diluting fluid that is mounted in this area, which is placed into the Neubert-Chambers slide. Then cover slip is covered and number of cells are counted. This is the method of counting of cells. By this method, we can count the living cells, cell number of bacteria in the specimen sample. These four chambers, 1, 2, 3 and 4, they are used for counting of bacterial cell count. This method is useful before inoculating the nutrient culture medium, before we are conducting any production process, and it is also useful during the growth cycle to watch out whether the bacterial cell numbers are increasing in the whole process or not, whether the growth is occur in the culture medium during the whole production cycle or not. The next method is Weibull count. Weibull cell count method that can be used by two different ways. First is spread plate method and second one is pour plate method. Both the method they are done by previously the bacterial cultures sample it is diluted by serial dilution method. Serial dilution is the preparation of a series of different dilution of bacterial specimen in the required concentration. The plate count and serial dilution method is prescribed in this figure. First of all, the sample is diluted into the series of different dilution tube. This is the master culture that is diluted into the 10 raised to minus 1 minus 2 up to the required dilution. In the serial dilution, the 1 ml liquid broth it is which is the specimen that is taken, and it is the 1 ml amount of that sample is inoculated into the 9 ml broth containing tube. Then mix it well. Transfer again 1 ml sample to first number tube to second number tube. That will give you 10 raised to minus 2 dilution. From this second number tube, after mixing, addition and mixing of the sample, take 1 ml sample, transfer it to the third number tube. That will give you 10 raised to minus 3 dilution. This method is repeated up to the required dilution, and from the last tube we have to discard the 1 ml sample, inoculated sample from the last tube to maintain our dilution ratio. From each of the series of dilution tube, we have to differently plating each of the differently plating the sample from each of the dilution tube. We can observe the series of plating which are giving the different colony numbers that we can easily observe in this figure, right? After preparation of serial dilution, we are performing spread plate technique or pour plate technique. This result can be observed by spread plate or pour plate technique. First of all, we have to prepare serial dilution. First is spread plate and pour plate technique. First of all, spread plate technique. In the spread plate technique, we have to require the ready-made culture medium plate, and in that plate, we have to place our required aliquot. We can take any of the aliquot of our requirement. That may be 0.1 ml, 0.2 ml, 0.5 ml up to the 1 ml, not more than 1 ml we can take. That required ratio of aliquot we can take on the ready-made culture plate, then sprayed with the sterile glass rod. How we can sterile this glass rod? We can dip it into the 70% alcohol, then after it flame it, that by this way we can sterile the glass rod and then spread evenly into the whole plate. That after spreading, the plate is incubated incubated at the required temperature and incubation time. Then after incubation time, we can easily observe the typical colonies present on the surface of our plate. By counting these colonies, we can find out the CFU or SPC. What is CFU? Colony forming unit, and SPC, that is standard plate count. The second method is pour plate method. In the pour plate method, Sample is required aliquot sample is pipetted into the sterile plate. Then the required culture nutrient culture medium is poured into the plate in which is previously inoculated with culture suspension. Then the suspension and broth, they are mixed well. Then after solidification, the plates are incubated at required temperature and required time. After incubation, we can easily observe the typical colonies on the plates. This is the equation of standard plate count. Number of colonies multiplied by dilution factor upon aliquot. This will give you the SPC and CFU, standard plate count number or colony forming unit per ml of the sample. The major advantage The major advantages of this method are it provides information of growth characters present into the medium, and the count shows only the living organisms present into the specimen. The disadvantage of this method is it is giving the error sum count, but how some bacteria which are present in our specimen, if they are heat sensitive, then the bacteria, they can be damaged by this method of melted agar, and then it is giving the error sum count of present cells. When certain differential media, they are used the distinctive appearance of the colony on the surface, it is essential for diagnosis purpose. The colonies that form the beneath surface of the agar, that of the pore plate, that is not giving the satisfactory count. Other disadvantages are with if the two colony forming units, they are settled at the same place in our nutrient agar plate or culture medium plate, then it is giving error into the colony count. Many of the times two or more organisms, they are forming the single colony. The method is more expensive, laborious, and time consuming. This method requires costly media for cultivation and longer times and optimum aseptic condition for incubation. Different species of bacteria. The last disadvantage of this method is different species of bacteria, they require different optimum condition. As I have previously mentioned, for the growth, they are including for the culture medium. So if it is not available, it is not giving perfect result. The third one method for cell number measurement, that is electronic count by Coulter counter method. When the bacteria, they are allowed to grow in the single culture medium and they have to complete their whole cycle in the same culture medium, in this method, during the our production method, we can judge the number of bacteria by this electronic Coulter counter method. In this method, the flow rate is adjusted from higher to lower. The culture medium in which we are, which is progressive for growth, for production, that is added into this first jar. The flow rate is adjusted and that passes through this orifice. The size of this orifice is 10 nanometer and the culture is passed through this orifice. Two different electrode diode are placed in both the bottles, and that is attached with the electronic counter. Whenever the living bacterial cell that passed through this orifice, it is giving blinking in the electronic counter that will note the number of bacteria which is passing through this orifice. By this method, we can easily count, we can easily judge whether the growth is produced into our production medium. This method is generally used during the production into the large scale production. The advantage of this method that it is giving the proper count, but disadvantage of this method is if the bacterial growth it is growing into the larger cellular mass, then it is producing clog into the orifice. Because of that, the blockage into the orifice is occur, and the sample cannot pass through the orifice. The second disadvantage of this method is that if the medium is containing the soil particles, then it is giving also the blinking into the electronic counter. So if the soil particle is passed through the orifice, then it is also noted by the counter. By this way, it is giving us the error sum count. Limitations I have mentioned in the discussion. The last method of cell number measurement is membrane filtration technique. In this method is generally used when the cell number are present in our specimen in the ppm part per million numbers in the very few amount. At that time, this type of method is used. In this method, the specific type of membrane filter that is taken, that placed on a filter support, then the sample passed through the membrane filter. Generally, this type of method is used for detection of bacteria present into the water or liquid broth sample. Then after passage of the sample from the membrane filter, the filter is removed and placed into the sterile empty petri plate or onto the ready-made culture medium agar plate. Then it is incubated. When we are placed the membrane filter in the culture plate, that is placed into the inverted position, right? What is inverted position? When sample passed from this side, that side must be placed into the direct contact with to the culture medium. Then after placing the membrane filter into the agar plate, it is incubated for 24 hours or 72 hours. Required optimum time period and temperature. The typical call after incubation time, the typical colonies are produced onto the culture medium plate. We can observe that into the figure. The advantages of this method are large number of sample can be analyzed and various different types of microorganisms can be detected by using the selective media in the single plate. These are the different references I have used for this topic. Thank you.